How's it going, fellow traders? It's Magic Trader here, and this is the Forex Market Outlook video for July 4th, 2018. So, let's start by taking a look at gold. We have this monthly area of demand that's been tested here and is now testing it for the second time, and I'm expecting a move to the downside. And so this weekly area of demand that was used for the institutions to close out short positions is in control right now, and we could potentially get a move to the upside. We do have a new weekly area of supply here, and it's supply because it is responsible for removing this ascending trend line just like that. So it caused the removal, but it did not remove this area of demand just yet. Could still be used for a move to the downside, but what's the trade right now? So the monthly is in consolidation, the weekly is in consolidation, and the daily trend is down. So there's really nothing to trade here. There could be a move like this and then a move further down like that. That's very likely. I think out of all the scenarios that I think is most likely, I think this one is the most likely scenario. And we'll discover why I think this is the most likely scenario when we take a look at the other pairs. All right, so that is gold. Now let's take a look at oil and see what's brewing here for oil. So taking a look at the monthly, weekly, daily. So monthly chart's in an uptrend with a monthly area of demand in control. So monthly force is to the upside. A weekly supply imbalance was in contact. So there was a moderate force to the downside until this weekly 20 EMA got hit, and all of a sudden the moderate force changed to the upside. So we have monthly force here is to the upside. We have a moderate force on the weekly chart to the upside. And we have a momentum shift demand zone responsible for removing actually this area here and a trend line and reacting from the weekly 20 EMA. Momentum shift off of the weekly 20 EMA. So we were also able to determine that this area of demand was responsible for having 25,000 long positions be filled in by the institutions right here. So a drop like this could potentially make a move like this. Highly likely that that happens. So waiting for a move to the downside to take long positions down here and ride the momentum to the upside. There's only one thing that I am not liking about this scenario, and that's we need oil to get weak and then stronger for the long term. And if you take a look at the US CAD, which is usually in alignment with oil, we are hitting a monthly area of supply, and I'm expecting price to get stronger and then stop, reverse, and get weaker. So that would suggest that there's a chance that this could just rally upwards from here. And if that does happen, there should be room. Yeah, there's room until the other weekly supply here. What could happen is a rally upwards, breaking through this area of supply, leaving an area of demand here, and then a long position like that. That's also possible. So I'm watching for those scenarios to see if they do set up, and if they do, it'd be a good opportunity for me to get into a long position. Okay, take a look at the US dollar. We see that we have started to react from the weekly area of supply here. So I'm expecting a move to the downside now. And we see that we are testing now this ascending trend line right here and holding. Okay, holding. So what I'd like to see is a break of this trend line, causing a supply zone here, and potentially a break of this area of demand, a reversal back up, and then I'll be looking to take shorts right there and riding it down to here. That is ideally what I'd like to see on this chart. If this takes place, I'll definitely be shorting up here and riding the momentum to the downside, because I think there's a really great possibility that we're going to see this move to the downside take place. Now that I'm seeing, you know, momentum dying and slowly starting to shift off of this area of weekly supply, I think everything is really well aligned. So I'll be keeping my eye out for that on the US dollar. Alright, let's take a look at the Aussie US dollar. And what do we see? So on the monthly chart, we have a tricky scenario. So let me just enlarge it, just like that. So I took a short position off of this area of supply with the expectation that we were going to get a deeper move to the downside, not realizing that something really important here was being hit, which was a monthly area of demand that had previously been hit and tested, and we were just getting a deeper penetration of that area, but still an area of demand. So the force to the upside off of this area was too strong for a measly 4-hour supply zone to hold. So that wasn't my mistake in the analysis, and I took a loss on the trade. So I'm okay with that. I move on and we wait for the next opportunity. So with monthly being in consolidation and weekly being in consolidation, the best trades to take would be momentum shifts off of here. Okay, this is a weekly area of supply. It could be decent for theme trades from this area. Theme trades from all within this area, and to ride it down and take profits as price drops. The only thing is that if you take a look at this weekly area of supply and you see where it's nested, it's nested within this area here, which doesn't look so great on the monthly. And we got a monthly area of demand and control right now, so price could go all the way back up to this monthly area of supply. Okay, which means it could break through here and head into here. Okay, so that's why I think the momentum shift off of here would be the better choice. A move up here, momentum shift to the downside, and then take trades. So I'm watching for that to take place. Okay, let's take a look at the Aussie CAD. So right here we have the monthly in a downtrend with the tested area of monthly supply in control. So the force was being pushed to the downside, but then we had a higher time frame area of demand pushing price back upwards. So we got that push up to the weekly area of supply, and then we got a drop in price. So let's see, yeah, actually that was a trend line here. Move down, close, yep, that was a trend line. Yep. So let's fix that. And it held. Yeah, it did. Did that break? Let's take a look to see if it broke. Yeah, by a little bit. Okay. Let's just fix it like that. Perfect. Okay, so what's the ideal trade here? We have monthly down, we got weekly in consolidation, we had a daily momentum shift that broke. I mean, the chart is just a mess, really. You know, it's really difficult to trade this one, so I am not going to even try to interpret this chart. Instead, I'm just going to move to the next one. So that is the Aussie yen, and so a lot of consolidation here on the weekly for weeks. And so we had a momentum shift on the monthly chart off of a 3-month area of supply. So if price was to get up here, definitely would be able to take shorts up in this area to the downside. But right now, price is in a range, and there's really no good odds to take any trades here, so I won't even be trying to. Aussie Kiwi, this one was a very nice long. When price was coming down here, I said I was watching for a 4-hour momentum shift to ride price to the upside, and I missed it, because here was the 4-hour momentum shift demand area here that got tested here, and look at that, all the way to the upside. Even created another one right here which got tested and move up, and another one here and move up. So taking a look at the charts, we can see that the moderate forces to the upside on the monthly, because this is a monthly demand imbalance. So we had a weekly momentum shift off of that area. Price came down, came in, tested this area of weekly supply a little bit deeper. Now it looks like it's going to head back down. We have a daily momentum shift right here off of that weekly momentum shift off of the monthly imbalance, and this could be a very good trade to the upside like that. Bottom line, it comes down to which currency is going to be weaker. Is it going to be the Aussie or the Kiwi? And if we take a look at the Aussie, I think that, you know, looking at the structure of the chart here, I think that the chance of the Kiwi getting weaker over time is going to be a lot stronger. So I think this could be a really good trade. Right now daily is up, monthly moderate force is up, weekly momentum shift is in play with a weekly supply and demand force both in contact. The weekly tested area of supply is pushing price to the downside, so there's a weak moderate force to the downside, but you know, with the higher time frame imbalance in play, I think there's a very good chance that this area here could be used to propel price like that. Okay, let's look at the CAD Yen. The CAD Yen is one of those charts that have been really messy. Let me update. So we have price sitting in between areas of supply and demand, which does not put the odds in our favor of any type of trade. So it's very difficult to trade anything here. You know, this momentum shift can move to the upside. That's fine. But remember, at the end of the day, we're expecting a weak CAD and also a weak yen, which is not going to be good for trading, because it's going to just keep price in a range until we can clearly see on each chart which one is going to be the weaker, and then we can take a look at this chart and see what trades we can take. And so with the euro, this one's just been doing nothing. Look at this for weeks sideways. We have this weekly area of supply and control, but still we didn't get a proper momentum shift supply zone formed. You know, it dropped, removing this area, but look, it couldn't even close below this area here, and now we're just ranging on the daily chart. So what to do? What to do is, you know, I would take a trade here on a momentum shift to the downside on a 4-hour. Let's take a look what the 4-hour is looking like. Yeah, nothing great, but that's definitely something that could work. Okay, we would need to say something like this and then take a short here, but you know, I'm really not liking this chart too much for any specific trade setups. You know, really not decent, because we got monthly consolidation, weekly in consolidation, and daily in consolidation. So therefore it's going to be a very tricky scenario. So I'm waiting to see how this plays out. I do think that we're going to see a move to the upside, so still waiting for that move. Euro Aussie. So we have a scenario where a tested area of monthly demand is in control, so the weak force is to the upside. But now we are hitting a weekly momentum shift supply zone, which is causing the force of price to go down. So price can definitely go down, respond to this area of daily demand, and then see a move to the upside. So if euro is expected to get stronger temporarily and then weaker, we're also expecting the Aussie to get potentially stronger and then weaker as well. So what it comes down to is which one's going to be stronger, which one's going to be weaker. It's best to wait to see how those charts play out to see which one is actually going to be weaker than the other. And then we can come onto this Euro Aussie and plan trades. So let's take a look now with the Euro CAD. And it's basically the same scenario. Okay, tested monthly area, so weak force is to the upside. And let's just refresh that. There we go. Yeah, the weekly chart is a mess. Yeah, so we have a trend on the monthly chart to the upside. Tested area here. Let's take a look here. Yeah, this is another one that we should be best to wait for the other charts to play out, the euro and the CAD, to see which ones are going to be stronger, because right now there's nothing really clear to take trades off of on this chart. Euro pound, same thing. Like this is a monthly chart, and look at all this consolidation. They're both expected to get weaker, right? But if we take a look at the euro, I think the euro has a better chance of getting weaker than the pound. So that would mean a move to the downside on the euro pound. Yeah, and we are testing a weekly area of supply right now. So we saw a reaction to the downside already. We're sitting within demand. This area could be taken out, and we can see a bigger penetration like that. Euro Kiwi. Excuse me. So we have monthly consolidation, weekly consolidation, daily uptrend. Difficult chart, been ranging. We have to wait for price to break out of this range for us to be able to get into a better trade. Euro yen, same thing with all the other yen pairs. Look at that. Garbage. Which one's going to get weaker? They're both getting weaker. So what's the trade? Nothing really clear. So let's take a look. So we have a new area. Oops. We have a new area of demand here for breaking this trend line here. Okay. Pound US dollar. Expecting a move to the upside. We're testing this area of daily supply, but I do think there's a chance that we get that taken out like this. Expecting a move like this, but eventually further drop like that. Pound Aussie. So pound Aussie is, we got an uptrend on the monthly. Momentum was to the downside, and now it's just pausing. And that's due to the weekly area of supply on a momentum shift to the downside. In control, so really no trades to take on this one as well. Nothing really clear on the charts. And as for the pound CAD, both are going to get weaker, but I think, well, it's very difficult to say, because I do believe that if you take a look at the pound, there's a very good chance that we get this area taken out down here and we move even lower like that. So, and the CAD is expected to get very weak as well, so it's difficult to see from this point right now which direction this is going to go in. If this goes out, chances are we go higher. If this goes out, then chances are we go lower. So waiting and seeing how this one is going to play out. Pound CAD, same thing. Consolidation, and consolidation. Messy. When all time frames are in consolidation, not a good time to take any trades, because there's no forces. There's no higher time frame forces in control that is going to dictate where price is going to go. Pound yen, same thing. Pound kiwi, Same thing. We have a weekly momentum shift, but off of what? Momentum shifts are good setups to take if they are off of higher time frame areas of supply or demand. This one is not, so can't really take a trade. I think the Kiwi does eventually get weaker, but it's difficult to say. Okay, and that would mean that we're going to get a move to the upside, but we'd have to at least wait for this area to get taken out and then buy pullbacks. US CAD, so finally we got that monthly area of supply contacted right here. We saw already a move to the downside, expecting a bigger move like this to this area, which is where I believe, okay, downward trend on the monthly, upward trend on the weekly, reacting down from monthly area of supply in towards a daily nested within a weekly. I think this is really good for a trade long right here. I think that could work out very well. US dollar, Japanese yen, we have a descending trend line here. On the monthly, that's kind of holding price down. The weekly is being broken. We have a range right now between these areas here. So for long trades, we need this area taken out and then buy pullbacks. And we'll see if we get that. Kiwi, so I updated my monthly chart. We haven't had consolidation here, but I believe there's a very good chance of that, so I just prematurely went in and drew the area of supply here. We have a monthly downtrend and a weekly downtrend and a daily downtrend, so I think there could be really good trades from this area here to the downside. Only thing is that I don't want it to happen within this month, because then this zone will be invalidated. And if we close here on the weekly, taking trades within this area will be valid, because it'll be a valid weekly area of supply to take a trade off of. So that could potentially work for a short. So I see a lot of charts showing many similar scenarios. And I think they're going to open up for some good trading opportunities, like short here, long on the US CAD, and the other ones that I mentioned in this video. So I'll be posting the trade signals very soon when they do set themselves up properly, and then we'll take it from there. US CAD, sorry, US Swiss franc. We have the downward trend just about to break. In fact, let's take a look here. Once this monthly candle closes, the trend line will be broken and monthly will be in consolidation. As for the weekly, we have a momentum shift weekly area of demand, which I said I would take longs with only if price was to get down there, but that has not happened yet. Daily is in consolidation. This daily area of demand got tested and we got a move to the upside, but still I'd prefer a move down here, and this is where I would take longs like that, right off of this area here. So we'll see if that's what's going to take place or not. Okay, so that's pretty much the market outlook. There are some setups that are slowly presenting themselves. And so I'll be watching the charts, waiting for them to become validated, and when they are, I'll post the trade setups into the Telegram channel, and we'll wait and see how they play out. Okay, so especially slow in the markets these days. I'm not quite sure why. Somebody on Twitter mentioned to me that they think that it's because of the World Cup, and that could be potentially playing a role. All I know is that this is just crazy. This market behavior is just very, very slow. And for trend traders like me, looking to trade higher time frame areas of supply and demand, it's quite frustrating. But I'm not going to allow it to get to me. I'll just wait patiently until things are set up, and then when they do, I will strike. Alright guys, that's it for this week, and hope you use this information to make your trading better. And until next time, we'll talk to you later.